What's up, guys? Destin Ty here. We're going to talk about some of the items in Dead by Daylight, specifically the overlay, because I know sometimes when you first start playing, it gets crazy. There's all kinds of stuff. So we're going to dive into that. We'll have a more in-depth video coming up later, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button, drop a like, and come back for that. But for those of you who are just brand spanking new and super confused, let's describe some of the overlay you're going to see in Dead by Daylight. This is what you'll probably see with maybe 3 perks here when you first load in. So we're going to go over what each of these are and how they impact gameplay so that you know what you're looking at. First and foremost, you have items. There are a few main items here in the game: keys, toolboxes, maps, flashlights, and first aid kits. If you bring an item in with you and escape, you will keep that item but not the add-ons, which we'll talk about in a minute. So if I take Alex's toolbox here, I go in, I fix all the gens, I escape out the gate, I keep that toolbox and I can use it again next time. Now the add-ons are going to change how the items work, and these you do not get to keep in most cases when you escape. There is one perk you can use that'll let you keep them, but just plan on they're a one-time use thing. The brown camping aid kit has 16 charges, and that is enough to fully heal one person. So it's allowed, if you don't get interrupted, you don't miss any skill checks, that will be enough to completely heal you if you're injured. So if I were to add the gauze roll to it, now it has an additional 12, which is gonna get like 75% of a heal. So I would need to add another thing like these bandages to total another 16. So with these 2 add-ons, now this brown toolbox, this adds 12 charges, that adds 8. Now we have, oh shoot, 36 charges on that med kit because of the add-ons. So again, the add-ons, one-time use. If you escape, you keep the item, but not the add-ons. Got it? Okay. In general, you've got med kits. These heal people. Like, it's pretty straightforward. The toolboxes do 2 things. One, they can be used for a quick burst of repair on the generator, or alternatively, it can be used to sabotage hooks and bear traps if you're going up against the trapper. But those sabotages don't last forever. The hooks, I want to say they last about 15 seconds. So don't think you can just go in with a toolbox, sabotage all the hooks, and then no one's gonna die. Flashlights blind the killer. In order to do that, you have to shine the light in range directly into their eyes for a full second, and that's what's gonna do it. And we'll go into an in-depth guide on all of these things in another video, but that's what flashlights do. Next, you have keys. The primary use of a key is to open the hatch. Something important though is the broken key will not open a hatch. The broken key is only made for the add-ons, which do different things that let you see the red outlines of people and things you might have seen. But it can be used mainly to see other survivors or to see the killer for a certain amount of time if you have the add-ons. Maps. Maps are going to let you mark on the map what things you seek, like generators primarily. You'll be able to see all the generators on the map when you burn it. And what that means is you're holding right trigger, I want to say, on console, and then right mouse click on PC. With the map, it has like a charge up time. And once it's fully charged up, after like 1 second, you'll see all the auras of what you have marked on the map, be it generators. You can put other add-ons that will let you see other things, but that's what a map does. So if you're new to the game, honestly, that's not a bad thing to bring in if you're getting confused about where the generators are, that kind of thing. But again, we'll go into deep dives of these things. Items, again, you escape, you keep it. Add-ons, they're gone. They're just one-time use. The other one-time use thing are offerings. These are going to be displayed at the beginning of the match. So you might have seen like things flipping over and then they all like burn away. Those are offerings. Everyone in the trial, including the killer, can use one offering. And these do so many different things. But the most common things, especially if you're starting the game, I would recommend any of these ones with flowers on them. Those are going to give you bonus blood points, but they're one-time use and they're very, very powerful in a lot of cases. Like killers have an offering called a Mori that will let them kill you just by their hand using a unique animation if you get hooked at all. So you don't have to be hooked 3 times to die. There's also map offerings. These are the other common ones you're gonna see. Then you also have offerings that are gonna mess with the fog. So when you're in a trial, there's this ambient fog effect going on, and you can either make that thicker or thinner. Thicker, obviously it's harder to see the survivors, but it's also harder to see the killer. So if you're going against a stealthy killer, that's gonna help them out as much as it helps you. Lessening it, you'll see the killer, which is good if it's a stealth killer, but they'll see you, which is bad if it's anybody else. Then luck. Honestly, just don't use luck offerings. They are absolutely worthless. As of right now, all that luck does is increase by a small amount your chance of getting yourself off on your first hook. But you shouldn't be trying to get yourself off the hook anyway. You should be waiting for a teammate to come save you. Again, other videos. If you're missing an offering, just throw something with a flower on it, something that gives you those bonus blood points, because that's going to help you progress faster. Got it? Well, you got it. The last thing you're gonna see here are perks. Now, perks do an obscene amount of things, and for me to go over each and every perk in the game and explain what all of them do would take a long time. That video is on the list, but we're not doing that right now. What you got to know about perks: each survivor and each killer have 3 perks that are called teachable perks. And what that means is at the beginning, those perks will be unique to that specific survivor. Like if I were to choose Feng Min, she is a phenomenal new person survivor. You see, I have her here at level 1, so this is exactly what you'll see. She has Alert, Lithe, and Technician. Now, each of these perks change the game slightly for you specifically. So if I go in with Technician, for example, I pick that, it takes up one of my 4 perk slots, and these are permanent, they're not gonna go away. So Technician, for example, makes it so that when you're repairing a generator, it's gonna be quieter, so the killer won't be able to hear it as well. And they just updated the perk, so now if you have this perk and you miss a skill check on a generator, it will not explode. It just loses progress, but it won't tell the killer where you are. It won't make a big noise that makes you scream. It's a phenomenal perk if you're brand new and you're figuring skill checks out, because you're gonna miss skill checks. Everyone does. So I would recommend running Technician. The other thing is these unlock at level 5, 10, 15. Every 5 levels you get an additional perk slot, so that when you are a higher level, you'll have all 4 of them available and you can have 4 different perks running. Try some different ones out. See what works for your playstyle. I change mine up all the time because I just want to have variety in my gameplay. That is the Loadout, a quick and dirty explanation of what it is. In a nutshell, just reviewing, you have items. Items, you escape, you take it with you. You can escape with it. If you die, it gets left on the map, someone else can pick it up, and if they escape, they get to keep it. Add-ons, one-time use. They boost the effectiveness of the item you're carrying. You can't move them in the middle of the trial. They're stuck to whatever you put them on. Offerings, one-time use, they change the entire game effect, be it forcing a certain map, changing the fog, changing the amount of blood points you're getting. So those are offerings, one-time use. Perks, use them as many times as you want. You get up to 4 that you can use at a time. And that's the Loadout, you guys. Thanks for watching. Feel free to drop a sub. Like I said, I'm gonna be bringing a lot of videos here on tutorials of how to play Dead by Daylight, because this is a phenomenal game. So come hang out, drop a sub, and thanks for watching. Catch you later.